Hi everyone! Now in my last video I spoke about resilience as a strength of ADHD, and I said I'd start talking about creativity in this one, which, just so you know, I'm super excited to talk about because I have kind of structured this a little bit, and by that I just mean, I've looked it up again, like why are people with ADHD more creative? Because I can explain it from my point of view, why I'm more creative, or how it feels to come up with original ideas, to be more innovative with my ideas. But then there's the actual why is that the case for people with ADHD. So I've got some of these words and terms in my head now, which is good, so, I'll relay that. As usual, before I get into everything, I need to mention if you like the content and you want to see more, then follow, like, leave a comment, questions in the comments, please! Okay, that was fun. Anyway, and subscribe to my YouTube channel also if you're interested, although that one I need to build on more. Right, so here we go. Creativity. Now, it is known that it is more common for people with ADHD to be more creative than, say, someone without ADHD. Having said that, doesn't mean that everyone with ADHD is creative, because I think I should also start talking about, don't put the preconception that all these strengths apply to everyone with ADHD, because they don't. Some people have some strengths and others will have other strengths, okay? It fluctuates. It depends on the individual. But it is common for ADHD people to be more creative than people without ADHD. Just as an example, for the modern day, Jim Carrey, Justin Timberlake, and will.i.am all have ADHD, and they're all actors, singers, and so on and so forth. So, and this is why. From research, they've seen that people with ADHD tend to have a lack of inner inhibition. Okay, so think of it in terms of impulsivity that comes with hyperactivity and so on. So if you're more impulsive, yes, that can be a bad thing, It means you can make reckless decisions, you don't think things through, and that can have a negative impact. But on the brighter side of things, the more positive side, it also means that you have a lack of, say, an inner voice that will tell you no to your ideas, that will start trying to make you hesitate or draw you back from thoughts that you're having. So it's common with people with ADHD that when they'll come up with an innovative thought and they'll circle back to a previous thought, they'll connect unrelated concepts because of how the brain works in terms of that impulsivity. So you're better at coming up with original ideas, you're better at coming up with innovative ideas, and there's a sort of stimulation that comes with being creative in itself. Now, for me, it's not just the act of creating something. If it's something I'm drawing, if it's something I'm writing, or something I'm making with my hands for Comic-Con costumes or something like that, it's also this sort of stimulation with the reward at the end, so the achievement of having done it. So it's exciting making something new. It's exciting coming up with something off your own back, of your own ideas, not based on someone else's. Or even sometimes if it is based on someone else's, then just building on that idea. But then the sense of achievement you get when you finally complete it is so hard to put into words because it's immense. So it's like, whoa, I've done it. It's almost like all the times that you might have thought to yourself that you're not good enough, you're not capable, is proven wrong in that moment that you've achieved making something. At least that's how I feel about it when it comes to being creative. If you relate, by the way, put in the comments because that'd be cool. I like knowing if people relate or if people get what I'm saying. And it's just this idea that with people with ADHD, the inner voice tells you you're not good enough, even if it's there when your anxieties kick up or when your other issues kick up. When it comes to being creative, when it comes to something that excites you or motivates you, that voice is silent. It's not there anymore. Because you get so invested in what you're thinking about that you can't help but just jump to that idea, then jump to the next and the next and the next, and you get onto this flow of creativity, which is amazing when you hit that stride. So, and that's what it is. That's what creativity is as a strength in ADHD. It's not just something that's there. It ties into your impulsivity, and it ties into how your brain works, because your inhibition isn't there. the, not ability, I wouldn't call it an ability, but the disadvantage of having a part of yourself that says, no, that's wrong, or no, that's not a good idea, isn't there as often. It's almost like your brain's working too fast, that voice doesn't have time to pipe in. Of course, it doesn't mean you won't second guess your ideas, but that's just part of, in general, creating something, because you want to always improve on it. You always want to make it better. And that's just a sort of self-critic kind of thing, but not in a negative way, in a positive way. So, yeah, it's just this complete overhaul of, not overhaul, it's like this complete overwhelming of information that just comes flooding in, and then you can put pen to paper per se, or you can just connect the dots, and next thing you know, you've got something new. You've got something you've made yourself, and something that you can be proud of. So that is why creativity is a strength of ADHD, and it's such a wide range of things you can be creative about. You know, do you make songs? Do you write poetry? Do you draw? Do you paint? Anything, right? And the best way I can sum it up is by just, saying what I've already said. There is a lack of inhibition because of your impulsivity. Because your brain is already hardwired to move 1,000,000 miles an hour, so you don't have time to second guess yourself. Not all the time, not unless it's to be more constructive, which is great. So there we are. I mean, if you're someone with ADHD who's creative, put it in the comments. Say, I like painting. I like making props. I like writing books. Anything. And I think it's probably part of the reason why a lot of people with ADHD tend to be drawn towards like more fantastical things, like fantasy, or things that are typically geeky, because that you can see the amount of creative effort that's been put into that by someone else. I suppose you can relate to it in a way. And growing up, that's why I always liked that stuff, and why I still do. And I find it hard not to like something. So, like I said, if you can relate, if you want to just share, on what it is that you like to be creative about, or maybe some ideas that you have for future projects, put it in the comments, because that'd be a great thing for people to respond to. And I'll put in something then as well if people start it, just because, even though these are my videos, I don't want to be the first one. Anyway, I think that is a good place to end, with creativity as a strength of ADHD. And in the next video, I'll be focusing on something else. I've got a couple ideas. Don't want to do too many more of these strengths ones, just because I feel like it's important to get onto the issues, the difficulties, and the methods for coping with them. And I also want to talk about autism, so I'm going to be sliding some along future videos into that. But until then, if you want to see more, then like I said, stay tuned. Watch the next video, follow me here on TikTok, leave a like, a comment, questions in the comments, subscribe to my YouTube channel, whatever you like, and I'll see you then. Bye guys.